What is good, y'all? Welcome back to the airport. Welcome back to a brand new video. It has been a while, man. It's been a while, and I am so sorry about the break. I'm currently moving from state to state right now, and I'm finally kind of settled. Still some last minute stuff, but I'm in a place where I can make videos now, and yeah, I mean it's been a while. A lot has happened. A lot has happened. I think my last video was wrapping up the Heat season, but since then we've had trade rumors, we've had guys being linked to the Heat, we've had the draft happening, we've had a pick being taken by the Heat, and a lot of stuff has happened. We're gonna recap all of that, talking about, and then the main purpose of this video is talking about Damian Lillard, because he is the big fish on the market right now that the Heat are hunting. And yeah, let's get right into it. So obviously, since the finals, we've had a Bradley Beal trade happen to the Suns, where the Heat were very, very close to landing Beal. I was extremely disappointed, to be honest, man. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Bradley Beal to the Suns, man. I really hoped that he went to the Heat. He was linked to the Heat. The Heat were the favorites, if I'm not mistaken, to land Bradley Beal, and the Suns swooped in with an offer of Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, and a bunch of seconds, which the Heat could have definitely beat. The Heat could have definitely beat that offer. Now, obviously, Beal did have a no trade clause. And a lot of people are going to be like, oh, he chose the Suns. Well, he might have chose the Suns. We never know. But I think that's what Sham said. The Sham said that he chose the Suns. But the Heat's offer, well, apparently was not compelling enough either. I think it was Lowry and Robinson, and I think a pick and a swap. And I think the Wizards wanted 2 picks because of Robinson's contract. And as soon as the trade happened, Chris Haynes put out a tweet talking about the Miami Heat are now pursuing, and they have been pursuing, Damian Lillard throughout the course of the offseason, and that has been their main priority. And obviously Dame, we all know, is a stud, top 10 player. And yeah, I mean, I think that was their plan all along, to try to get Dame, and Beal was kind of like a backup. But a lot of people were upset about this, because people were like, well, this is the same thing that happened last year with KD and Mitchell, where we didn't go for Mitchell because we thought KD would be available, and then KD was available, but we didn't really have the assets, and he didn't even end up getting traded. Now, it could be the exact same, but I think the chances of us getting Dame are a lot higher than the chances of us getting KD last year, because Dame apparently is very, very interested in being a Miami Heat, and coming and playing on this squad. Now, he has been extremely loyal towards Portland, but a lot of people believe that if there's ever an offseason for Damian Lillard to request a trade and leave Portland, it is this offseason, because this is the prime time for Dame to make his move. The Blazers picked in this draft. We still got to talk about the Heat's pick, but the Blazers picked in this draft, which, obviously had them getting younger. They could have traded the pick for a star, and they opted to pick Scoot Henderson, who's a really good player. But it's another point guard, and it's a 19-year-old point guard who, and they can say that they're not rebuilding, but it looks like they're going towards a youth movement. Now, I don't really know, again, Dame's perspective, because I know Dame wants Miami. I think it's very clear that Dame wants Miami. You've seen Dame and Jimmy hinting at it and trolling on Instagram about it. And I know we all know that Dame, if he were to request a trade, Miami would be his preferred destination. It's just about whether he's going to put that trade request out there or not. Portland is not going to shop him. They're not going to trade him. They want Dame to stay. So we can't rely on Portland trading Dame. But if Dame puts out that request, he's going to be a Miami Heat player, because Portland is going to send, probably their best player in franchise history, either him or Clyde Drexler, to his destination of his choice. So, yeah, I understand that Dame does not want to ruin his reputation and request a trade. He wants to stay loyal. That's why he's kind of doing this half-half stuff, where he's hinting that he wants Miami, but he's not like fully requesting that trade. He did meet today, him and his agent, with the front office of the Blazers, so we'll see what came out of that meeting. But yeah, I mean, it's very interesting, man. It is extremely interesting to see what's going to happen, because after the meeting, because this is like the first time that they're finally going to make a decision, because this meeting is to determine the future of him with the Blazers. And obviously the meeting, Chris Haynes was talking about it. Chris Haynes is very plugged in with Damian Lillard. That's his guy. So anything Damian Lillard, if you need to see a Damian Lillard report, Chris Haynes is your guy, because he's very plugged in around Dame. He was talking about how Dame doesn't want to go to a stacked team. He just wants a shot to win. And he also doesn't want to be part of a rebuild or a youth movement. And the Blazers are trying to show him that it's not a rebuild. But I don't think anyone is stupid, man. You see them taking 3 rookies. They didn't even trade the 23rd pick. They didn't trade the 37th pick, which I think they took Rand Rupert at. It's very obvious that it is a youth movement, because okay, if you didn't find the offer for 3, cool, but you could have used 23 in a trade. You could have used 37 in a trade, and you didn't. You didn't make any trades virtually, and your roster is still the same. So what has changed? The only thing that has changed is that more rookies have been added to the roster, and Jeremy Grant is a free agent. Now, again, nobody is blind. We can all see that the Portland Trailblazers are not in a position to compete. And I don't know what moves that they can make to convince Dame that. The only reason that would make Dame want to stay is the fact that, he would want to be loyal to Portland. That's it. And that's it. But Dame, man, not even being biased right now, because I'm a Heat fan, because even if it's not the Heat, bro, just leave Portland, man. Just leave Portland. Obviously, I want him on the Heat, but it's just not a good place for him, because he's a legend there, but he's not going to win anything ever if he stays in Portland. So that's the Dame stuff. And then moving on, we got some more to talk about, because the Heat actually had a draft pick. A lot of people were talking about whether they're going to trade the pick or keep the pick. They actually picked. And we picked a man by the name of Jaime Jaquez Jr. from UCLA. Very familiar with him, obviously. Someone who watches college basketball quite a bit. He's almost a household name in college basketball, man. He's a 4-year player, played at UCLA. Now, a lot of people didn't have him this high, but I think a lot of people, if you're talking about a guy that fits what this team is about, he is the guy, because he is tough, he's competitive, he does everything that he needs to win. He's skilled offensively. I think a lot of people give him credit. Actually, funnily enough, he does kind of play like Jimmy. Like, I can see similar attributes in his play style and Jimmy's play style. But yeah, Jaquez, man, whether we keep him or not, that was a good pick. Because if we keep him, then you have someone who's going to be ready to help you. He's big, he's physical. He's not going to back down. He just fits the vibe, the mold here. That's just a Miami Heat pick. It's just very, very, very straightforward pick. He's a bucket, man. He can score. I think a lot of people look at his defense and his rebounding and stuff, but he's a very skilled scorer. Now, I don't know if he's going to do a lot of his post-scoring stuff, because he's only 6'6", and in the NBA, like, you're going to go against a lot bigger players, but he's very good off the dribble as well. He can isolate, pull up. 3-point shot is probably his biggest weakness offensively, but he still shot 35% from 3, if I'm not mistaken. And his mid-range game is lethal. He's very good at drawing fouls. That's why I compare it to Jimmy, because his foul drawing ability, his footwork is elite. So, Jaquez, man, I think he's going to fit really well in Miami. And if he stays, now I don't know if he's going to stay or not, but he's going to fit really well if he does stay. So that's recapping that pick. We also signed a couple of guys from undrafted free agents, and a lot of shooters. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of shooters in that pool, like we always do. What's next for the Heat? It's just about the Dame thing. It's just the waiting game with Dame. I think July 1st is free agency, if I'm not mistaken, and we have to make decisions, because I think this Friday is the deadline for Victor Oladipo to accept his player option or not. And then after that, July 1st is when Max Strus and Gabe Vincent hit free agency. Now, we'll have to see what happens with that, because this whole Dame thing is going to be very, very telling as to what we do after, whether we trade for him or not. Because if we don't trade for Dame, I don't want to run it back. I want to get somebody, whether it's Dame, Ingram, Siakam, anybody, bro. Like, it doesn't have to be Dame. It could just anybody. We just saw John Collins get traded for a bag of chips today. Like, anybody can get traded. And I just want to see that happen. Somebody on this team who can make a difference. And yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. Again, thank y'all for watching this video. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys feel about Dame, Jaquez. And yeah, I'll see y'all later as always, man. Peace.